Did I tell them exactly what it is?
Tell them the truth.
I went to go and clean my colon to cleanse myself. And someone was there. So these places exist.
Yes,
I always try to find someone that's certified in that. So, and that is what I did. You know, I knew enough to keep doing what I was doing. I felt like, but I knew at that particular point that, okay, something is really wrong here, because how can I go to the gym 4 and 5 days, twice a day, and I'm still eating healthy and the weight is not coming off. It is not bulging whatsoever. So I went to, I'm sorry.
That's all right. I'll hold my question until later.
Okay, so I went to my appointment, and I finally broke down, and I told this lady, Shadon Harris, I told her, hey, something is wrong. I believe it's my thyroid. Okay. Because no matter what I was trying to do, I could not lose the weight. And it was Shadon Harris that said, you know what, I know what you need. And no, I mean, it was just like the world just stopped, and I was like, wow, why didn't I come sooner? And she said, you need to read a book.
A book. I know you said what?
I even brought the book. I keep this book with me. She told me I need to read a book. And at that moment, I'm like, wait a minute.
This woman's got to be kidding.
Something is wrong here. I just poured out. I'm on the verge of crying. And she tells me, oh, you need to read a book. And then it was the name of the book that really got me. I really wanted to just leave. And the name of the book was called The Hallelujah Diet. Yeah. So in my mind, I'm saying, oh my goodness, I'm not going to read that book. Who puts the word hallelujah in front of diet? This has to be, a scam just to get my money or something like that. But she was just so adamant. She was like, you have got to read this book. So I said, you know what, I'm going to read the book. So I ordered the book. The book came on a Thursday. I was off on Friday. On Saturday, I had finished the book. Wow. I was in my floor crying my eyes out. Goodness. The book touched me in such a way that I knew that was the answer for me. And the book basically talks about Genesis 1 and 29, when God said, I've given you all everything. I've given you the fruit, the seeds. I've given you everything that you need. And that's what you need to do.
So
you need
what was
to go
the name
back.
of that book?
The name of the book is called The Hallelujah Diet.
By who?
George Malcolmus.
You guys write that in the feed. So
please,
folks
can somebody copy that in the feed? Yes.
I will show you a copy.
Will possibly motivate you to do something different.
This is the book.
All right.
That's the book right there. It's kind of old. My pages are falling out.
It's you.
It's mine. This is my book. She just said
she cried with it. It is you.
Yes. And so when I read the book, I did something during February, March time frame, and that is 2 things that I did. I remembered Lent, and I participated in Lent. So I decided to give up meat for 40 days only. That's it. Because coming from Arkansas, that is not anything to discuss. You don't talk about giving up meat or anything like that. So I gave up the meat for 40 days. I told God, on the 41st day, I'm going to go to the restaurant and I'm going to order nothing but meat. I made it through the entire 40 days. I lost 33 pounds.
Wow.
In those 40 days. So I'm no longer 236. I was 203. I felt so
30
good.
pounds.
I lost 30.
Just by giving up meat.
I gave up meat and animal byproducts, which is eggs, milk, and cheese.
Yes,
so anything of the animal, including fish, yes.
So in other words, she ate nothing that had a face.
Or a mother.
A
mother. I didn't eat it.
That's true. But anyway. Yeah.
I didn't eat it.
I just say a face.
Yeah.
Because everything has a mother.
Yes. Uh-oh.
Everything plants do too.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. So after that, I was feeling really, really good. Life was great. Mental clarity started coming back. And just energized. I was totally energized. Life was good. And what did I do on the 41st day?
You didn't go to eat meat.
Yes, I did.
Oh, man, I know you must have felt terrible.
I still didn't have the connection. I was still conditioned.
I know you got
I was conditioned.
Did you get sick? Or
yes.
I know you did.
I went to a restaurant in Washington, D.C. I call it an upscale restaurant, so I knew the meat was the top of the line.
The meat was the top of the
line, yes. I went, and I ordered fish, as a matter of fact. It was fish. I took one bite of the fish, and that was it. I immediately got sick. The room felt like it was getting ready to spin. Sick to my stomach. I had to leave immediately. And then went home. The next day, it was like nothing ever happened. I was back to feeling good. My son, Brandon, who was in college, he came to visit me from Richmond, and he said, hey, Mom, let's go bowling. And I said, yeah, let's go bowling. Went to the bowling alley. While I was bowling, Brandon went to get some fries. And when he came back, I ate one of the French fries.
Did you not die?
I ate a fry, and guess what happened? I got sick. All over the same feeling that I had, and I couldn't make sense out of it. So what it was, I called my brother Jarvis and I said, hey, something is wrong. I'd given up meat for 40 days. I tried to eat it again. My body rejected it. I said, but now my body's rejecting French fries too. Wow. And he said, well, what happened? I told him about me going to the bowling alley and eating one of Brandon's fries. And my brother laughed and he said, oh, let me get this right because you don't understand what's going on. I said, no, help me. Wow. He said, let me guess. You were up there bowling, and your son goes and orders some fries, and they look and they see Dr. Bradley over there bowling, so they went and got a whole fresh of oil. Oil to cook it in. Mm-hmm. And then he started laughing, and of course at that time I didn't think it was funny because I still couldn't make the connection. So I said, what are you talking about? He said, Brenda, listen, those fries was cooked in the same oil that they cooked the chicken and the fish and chip and all of that. Yeah. And that's why he said, here's the issue, sis. Your body has totally given up meat. Totally, it doesn't want it anymore.
How many days?
40 days, because I participated in Lent. Yes. So that happened, and after that, that's really when the journey started. I did lose all my weight within that first year when I started, and I all the way back down to my size 10, my 170 pounds. No diet pills.
We've been telling you that for years. So you need to stop. You just ain't been listening.
No diet pills, no supplements, no nothing. No, I took absolutely nothing. Life was good. I even decreased my time of going to the gym because it wasn't the gym. It was the food. And so what I did, even in the book, The Hallelujah Diet, George Malcolm, he has a class at Hallelujah Acres that teach you to become certified health ministers. So I went and I received that certification from there. And then after that, I still wasn't satisfied. I went to the Institute of Integrative Nutrition out of New York, and I studied that for over a year, and I received my certification through them as well.
Congratulations.
And so I always wanted to teach it, and I knew, I said, I'm onto something because what happened is I started studying the food. Okay. It wasn't the gym, it was what I was eating. Today, our food supply is so unsafe. Yeah. It's very unsafe. And if you just take time to do the research, and even there's a lot of documentaries that are out there, and take a look at what they're doing to the food. You know, people say, oh, it was good for grandma, so it has to be good for me. Well, they wasn't doing what they're doing today when grandma was eating it. So grandma probably lived to be 110 or whatever, but now, you know, our life, we're being shortened, you know, our lifespan. So I started looking at the food and what they were doing to the food, feeding the animals with the steroids and antibiotics, and y'all remember the mad cow disease, you know, that should have said something to all of us. And you know, and now we're wondering why our babies are born and they have teeth, they have fingers, they have their menstrual cycles, children are jumping off of the table, they have an ADD. Where did all this stuff come from? I remember back in the day when we heard of someone that had cancer, it was like, wow, it must run in their family. But today, we know some of everybody that either has diabetes, high blood pressure, ADD, ADHD, and then right now, one thing that is really puzzling to me is we have a spike in autoimmune diseases. We're having people out there that are being diagnosed with MS, fibromyalgia, lupus. Where did it come from, people? It didn't come from you standing outside breathing in the air, even though that probably plays a part in that. But it comes from the food that we're eating today. And so we have to really take a hard look. And that is what I totally believe in. When you learn how to eat and you understand your food supply, you'll be in a better position to take care of yourself as well as your quality of life. So after about three years or so, let me back up. I was eating fruits, grains, nuts, vegetables and all of this. And so after my 40 days, I was like, I don't want to go back to the way that I was eating, but I don't know how to eat. I really don't know how to eat. So I was kind of stuck, and I was like, okay, what have I gotten myself into? So what do I do at this particular point? And so I remember going to my laptop, and I typed in, what do vegans eat? Now let me back up with this whole vegan thing. I didn't even know what that meant when I started. I thought of vegan and a vegetarian was the same.
Yes,
I thought
so do me.
vegan was short for vegetarian. So I was telling people one day I was a vegetarian and the next day I was a vegan. You know, I didn't understand it.
Right.
But a vegan is someone who does not consume any animal products or animal meat or anything like that. Whereas a vegetarian, there's something in their diet that is of that animal. I said come from the animal kingdom, whether it's eggs or cheese or something like that.
Okay.
So I am a vegan, so I don't, after gone through what I went through, and I was borderline pre-diabetic, high blood pressure, and high cholesterol. I'm none of that, nor will I ever worry about that ever again, and I won't worry about weight. I don't measure food. I eat when I want to eat, and I eat pretty good. So I Googled, what do vegans eat? And there's a young lady in Washington, D.C. named Tracy McCorder. And Tracy wrote a book, By Any Greens Necessary. She's been a vegan for over 30 years. She was offering a cooking class in her home, and I couldn't get there fast enough. And I went there, and one of the takeaways from going to the cooking class was Tracy stated that remove and replace, remove the bad for the good. And from that moment on, I couldn't wait to get home, and I started cooking my food. And I had a daughter at the time that was living in South Korea, so whenever I would cook something, I would be so excited. I would take a picture of it, and then I would send it to my daughter. And she was like, Mom, this is great. I'm glad that you're eating, but this is what you should do. You should compile all of these and write down the recipes, and maybe one day you can use it, because I know you're going to want to help somebody. And so that was the birthing of my cookbook called Kale Yeah, It's Good. No meat necessary. She had it right here. That's the book.
Good.
Yes, that is my book. Thank you to my daughter, Ebony. So this book is sold on Amazon and as well as my website. So after a course of over 3 years or so, now I'm all good. I'm equipped. I'm ready to step out there, and I'm ready to show and help people how to take back their lives, you know, in terms of health. So I started in January. I started my company called Hope, helping other people evolve into a healthier you. And I started a monthly 21-day vegan challenge. So every month I'm hosting a 21-day, look at Tiffany has everything. I'm hosting a 21-day vegan challenge.
The 21 day vegan. Okay.
Yes. And with
This is
this,
the one we just finished.
I made it as simple as possible. This is my flyer for everybody to want to see. That was the one that just completed. So I put these flyers out as well. So when a person joins the 21-day vegan challenge, what they're getting are the written instructions as well as a copy of my cookbook. They're getting a shopping list, what I call a remove and replace chart. They also get an instructional video of me talking about the challenge, giving them guidelines on what it is that you need to do to get started. It has been so amazing. And what's so amazing about the program is the testimonies that I receive from the individual to know that I'm making a difference, and I'm giving people tools, the necessary tools that they need to make sure that they're making healthier choices when it comes to the foods that they're eating. So the program has been very successful in terms of people taking back their health. So I'm just so passionate about it, because I know that if you just take a look at the food that you're eating and you make better choices for you, yourself, and your family, life can become much better. So,
Well, I stand in agreement with you because I understand
Yes.
the challenge that a lot of people have about this meat eating thing.
yeah.
See, I was one of them crazy people. I never liked the fact that I had to chew it, first off. You know, when you're growing up. And people say, oh, well, Rosa, you've always been this size. No, I have not. You know, people always talk about skinny people. I am a small person, have always been a small person. But when I turned last year, 152 pounds, it was time to do something different. You know, and I too had that same concept. So I had to go back to a little bit more than just being vegan, you know, just for me. But being an all-vegetable-based diet will change a lot of things. And I agree with you that most people don't realize it's what they eat that make the difference in who they are.
Yeah, you can't make the
You know,
connection.
it takes until you become totally sick and tired of being sick.